We're going to try to demonstrate rubber cement mounting today. A couple of little things that obviously we need: rubber cement thinner. This is something that probably most people don't even really know about or its use, but it works great, obviously, to thin the old rubber cement. It gets thick, gooky, and stringy and doesn't work very effectively. So you basically just add a little bit of rubber cement thinner to your rubber cement, and then put the lid back on and vigorously shake it up, or use some sort of stirring stick to actually work it into the thick rubber cement so that it thins it out. The rubber cement should be thin consistency to get an even, smooth coat without lumps in it when you apply it. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to mount using rubber cement. I've got rubber cement. It's the standard Elmer's variety that you can get at most bookstores around or wherever, Hobby Lobby or anywhere else. I personally prefer the Bestine brand rather than the Elmer's, but Elmer's is what's available locally, so either one will work. It doesn't really matter. I've already got a piece of art, and it's a line conversion piece that I've been kind of playing with a little bit from a standard photograph, and got a rubber cement pickup and stainless steel ruler to measure with, and also a pre-cut piece of black mounting board. I've already marked off my center marks here, just little corner marks on each one of the corners, so I know where to line it up. The very first thing that you want to try to do with your rubber cement is make sure that it is thin and pliable without any lumps. It hasn't dried up. If it has started drying up, then pour a little rubber cement in it, thin it out a little bit till you get a nice smooth consistency. The important part about rubber cement is that it works like a contact adhesive. So you have to actually put cement on both sides of the mount board and on the actual work that you're mounting. You have to put it on, get it on, apply it real thin as possible, because the thick parts or bumps or lumps in it will actually show up in your mounted piece. So apply it and give yourself a little extra time because you have to let this dry. Now it will dry very, very quickly, but you need to make sure that it's thoroughly dry before you actually put the two pieces together. Okay, I'm going to move this over and let it dry for a few minutes while I apply rubber cement to the back of the work that I'm going to mount. Okay, again, a very thin coat on the entire surface of the work that you're going to mount. Make sure you get it on all the corners and all the edges. Now, I'm working on a desk mat right now. It really doesn't matter. Another piece of mat board, another piece of paper, anything. And because you can actually remove the rubber cement, that's the beauty of this, so that whatever you're getting it on, you can actually roll it off. So I'm going to move that over and let that dry. And after both of them have completely dried, I'm just going to use my rubber cement pickup and actually remove it from this desk mat. While that's drying, see how we're doing here. You can tell if it's dry or not by if it has a kind of a consistent matte finish. We actually have a little bit of the thicker areas here that aren't quite dry, so I'm going to let those dry a little bit more before I actually put this down. While we're waiting for that to dry, eventually here at UCO you will move on from rubber cement mounting to a dry mount process using the vacuum table. And I'm going to do a demo of that here later. The problem right now as a freshman student here at UCO, there are just too many students and not enough facility to use the dry mount machine. So we've reverted to old school in the rubber cement. That way you can do this in your dorm room, at home, in your apartment, wherever. You don't have to, you're not required to have special equipment to do it, and you can get a nice good mount with it. Later on, even after using the dry mount method, you may want to actually do small things with rubber cement because it's so convenient. Okay, let's see. Here's the other piece, and again, it has a couple of little bitty places where it's still not quite dry yet. But for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and put these together. So I'm going to line the top corners up with my previously marked corner marks so that they're nice and straight and in the middle. And then I'm going to just slowly move that down and smooth it down. And now we've got a good mount. And now again with the rubber cement pickup, we can remove the rubber cement from the outside edges. All the way around, make sure I get those all off. And we have a nice flat mounted piece that's with no wrinkles or no bubbles in the interior, which is exactly what we want.